everybody. This is City Scrapper. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have a scrapbook layout process video for you, and I'm making this layout using the Simple Stories Summer Vibes collection. It's a collection I've had for a while, but I really like it, so I'm using it to make this layout. And I am using some pieces of paper that were already cut from other layouts on the right there. And that banner, that large banner, that is, I think that is from a pack of dividers for a smaller album, but I really like those. Simple Stories has those packs a lot, and I like using them right on the scrapbook pages. I cut out that cloud from one of the papers, I believe, and then I just wanted to round the edge so it would look like a cloud, so it could stand alone up there. And here I'm using the die cut pack. I pulled out a frame, a 3x4 inch card, just trying to layer things together. The composition of the layout's already done with the banner and those two strips of paper. So really now it's just a matter of choosing elements that look nice on the page. And I really like that orange piece of paper that's behind the photo, but you can see that that's the only thing on the layout that's that intense color. And I was afraid it would just be a little bit too intense to have just one thing on the page like that. But I do really love that particular uh, card there. So instead, I decided to use these two cards. They're still dark, which I think is fine for behind the photo, because of course you want that to be the focus of your layout, but they're just not quite as intense as that orange color. Now I'm taking a photo of the basic placement of everything because I do tend to take everything off and put it back on again. So I do like to have a photo taken, even though sometimes I find it a little hard to recreate, even when I have a photo. So you just saw there I was inking the edges. I've started inking the edges of things again. I hadn't done that for a while, but I like the way it makes a contrast between the papers and the background. And I'm just cutting that strip off there just to save it for another layout. And I'm attaching everything down now. And I was trying to figure out if I should angle some of the background papers instead of the photo or both, but angling both the photo and the background papers I think would be too much angling. So in the end, I just decided that I was just going to put the photo at a slight angle. And here I am layering more of those cards behind the photo. I love those Simple Stories cards. They're good for lots of things. You could use them for titles and you can use them for layering. And that's just elements on the page, like I'm going to be using that small little yellow card up there on the right. And now I'm just popping up my photo on some fun foam. And I love that fun foam. I go through it really fast. I really have started stocking up on it because I am realizing how often I use it. This was the very first layout that I created for the October Load Challenge. If you're not familiar with Load stands for Layout a Day. It's hosted by scraphappy.org, and it's a challenge in which you have to create a layout each day of the month for a whole month. And I think it's really fun. Sometimes it's a little bit stressful, but it's very rewarding. And in addition to having 31 layouts at the end of the month, which I love, I also like the way it forces me to make some quick decisions. So instead of kind of puttering around with a layout for a day or 2 days, I have to finish a layout in a couple of hours. And most days are work days. So I have to get home from work and take care of what I have to take care of. And then afterwards, I get going on my layout and I don't have a huge amount of time. And I like the way it pushes me to have to get everything glued down and get the layout completed. And it's had a really big impact on how I go about doing my scrapbooking. Now I am looking for a title. So titles aren't really my favorite thing about scrapbooking, but I don't like the way layouts look without them. And it is nice to have a title. I just am not the best at coming up with them. And so I like when I can find something like this where I can just either put something on my layout that's already available, or here I just had to cut this out. And I'm just fussy cutting out that sun. and I'm going to put that up there in that cluster with the clouds. And I really liked that little cluster. I had some fun putting everything together up there. So in an effort to not have such a simple title, I found this card that said, "Oh, happy day." So I cut out the day, and now it says summer day. And here I am just inking the edges, and I'm using Tim Holtz. Uh, I'm not sure what color that is. I will check and put it in the description box. That's my little neutral pack that I used for inking edges of things. On the left there, I have black and dark brown and the antique linen as well, and I use that for mainly for inking the edges of things. And here I am just attaching everything down to the layout. And I love that ATG tape. I've been stocking up on it just in case anything should close down again. I go through a lot of it, I have to say. I really like it. I think it holds things really well, but often you can reposition things. So I like that about it. And I'm just adding little bits and pieces, just adding what I think will look good on the layout. This is a photo from my daughter when we went to, I think this is when we went to Mystic, Connecticut, and we stopped there on the way back from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And this was a couple of years ago. We didn't go 2 summers ago, and I think everybody was busy working and doing school. And then this past year, of course, traveling really wasn't something that could be done. So I am looking forward to going back to Massachusetts and doing some travel, as I'm sure many of us are. Here I'm selecting some enamel dots and just kind of sprinkling those around the page. And now I decided, even though I'm not doing a lot of mixed media, I thought it would be a nice little touch to add some white splatters to this wood paper. So not a lot, just a little touch. And now I am attaching the embellishments and the papers to the background. And that's something else I've been doing lately. Instead of attaching everything piece by piece to the background, I've kind of been attaching everything together first and then attaching the whole unit to the background. And I kind of did the same thing there with the title. I popped it up on foam, but it's all kind of one unit. And I like doing that, especially when I do mixed media in the background, because sometimes I don't know what I want to do with the mixed media in the beginning. Sometimes I have a clear view and sometimes I'm not really sure. So having all of my papers and embellishments in one unit that can be moved around, I found that that's been really useful. Like I said, especially with mixed media, because sometimes either I don't like what I do with the mixed media, and other times, and I have to get rid of that piece of paper, and other times I just don't have a plan until I see what I've done with the papers and the embellishments. So it's something I've just been doing lately, not on every layout though. So now I have everything attached down. I'm adding some photo corners. I really love adding photo corners to layouts. I have a couple of punches that I bought years ago. I wish I had bought more than one of them. I remember they were on sale for almost nothing, but I use them so frequently that I'm afraid that they might break and I won't have them. I would be really upset if I didn't have them. I have that one that I have right there. I have one that is has like a little scallop in the middle, and there's a couple of them, and I get a lot of use out of them. So here I'm adding just a little bit of something extra. I just punched that out using a Fiskars scallop punch. That punch that's up there on the right, you can just see the edge of it. That has since broken, but I contacted Fiskars and they've already replaced it, which is so awesome. So now I'm just adding the final little touches to my layout, which now says, "Oh, happy summer day." And here are the close-ups. I hope if you enjoyed this video, you'll give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. And I want to say thank you to my current subscribers. I hope everybody has a fantastic day, and I'll see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.